Michele, I'm gonna let you do some talking this morning since you're feeling so good. We have not heard much from you.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk a little bit about the summer mindset, but I think you're gonna be able to expand on that and add to it.
Okay. Well, I just first of all want to tell you guys we are sorry we're not in Mexico. We're pretending to be in Mexico every day this week and doing something Mexican. But in between my calls yesterday, walking 3.6 miles, doing 120 squats, I managed to do 2 EAPs with a customer. Calling on Sunday is the bomb because a lot of our customers work Monday through Saturday. So I do like to call people on Sundays, not every Sunday, but when I have those hard to reach people, I promise you, if you're working on Sundays, and I worked for years on Sundays, it was one of the best days of my week. People are just more relaxed. You know, they finally got a day off. They're not running from pillar to post. And that's a good time to help them make these type of decisions. I had a lady who had called me 2 weeks ago for her son's coverage, and she didn't give me her banking, and I still needed to talk to her boys and go through the questions, and you know they're like 19 and 20, and so that yesterday was a good day to do that. I got her the EAP, everything got signed and done. So Sundays are really.
What did you write on those two, the 19 and the 20-year-old, did you say?
So the 19 and 20-year-old, these are more middle, lower income class. And I write the Term Life Express Mutual of Omaha product that has the 30-year return of premium with the conversion paid up option. And how it works, it's just really simple for me to explain. I do IULs, but this one is simple for those type of customers that they want to spend, you know, maybe 30, 40 bucks. Mm-hmm. I got them 100,000. It's not an IUL, it's 100,000. And it's about $40 a month, $45, something like that. And they have 2 options in 30 years. Number 1 option is get all their money back and not have insurance, which will be about, if you do the math, 45 times 12. And this is how I sell it. 45 times 12 times 30, you'll get about 16,000 back. But your paid up insurance, which will be paid up term, it'll be good to age 100, will be like 3 times that. It'll be like 50,000. So you have 100 now. If you die in the next 30 years, you're going to have 100,000. But after the 30-year mark, you can either get all your money back or you can be done paying with your insurance. And a lot of my parents pay for their kids' insurance. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing those type of referrals. Oh, my sons need coverage. They're not married. They're in their 20s, you know. So are you familiar with that product at all?
No, I didn't. I haven't written that product. So no. So that's good. Good to know.
For my healthy young people, it's easier than writing an IUL at that point. An IUL would be a secondary type of a sale. You know, you've got to get those people interested in saving $300-400 a month. Mm-hmm. You know, something adequate to be a good, you know, accumulator. This is just a good value, and it's an easy to explain product. So, and every single time I explain it like that, they're like, yeah, that sounds great. Mm-hmm. Because they know they're not going to live 30 more years, but they want that coverage there in case something does happen.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. For those of y'all that don't know, I mean, Michele for many years had the running nickname of Cyborg, because no matter what she seemed to come through, she'd always come through with big numbers. And I'm excited to see her mindset coming back, because during all of this chemo stuff, we've been really knocked out. And now that we're looking at almost the end of it, she's got a lot of stuff coming back, and she's got some unique perspectives, especially around products that, it's just simple things like, what's the best product for a child? Well, it kind of depends. I mean, if they can afford the IUL money, to put that in for a young child, it makes sense. But for a lot of folks, just having something with a return of premium is really, I mean, something that most people wouldn't even begin to have, and then you have that ability to flip it to a longer term policy. There's you just kind of got to meet the client with the right product, not going looking with a product looking for the right client, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And sometimes
You know.
these clients lapse after 12 months, after 24 months, after 36 months. It happens. People's lives change. They lose their job. Things happen. And so then I go rewrite them another carrier. I don't get charged back because it's over 12 months. But we don't want to rewrite them the same product necessarily, because then you won't get paid. You have to wait that 13 months of it being lapsed. So we have different products, but that's usually my best go-to one for my kiddos.
And
Okay.
I'll tell y'all, we've got clients, we know their names when they come up, because like they miss payments, they do this and do that, and we keep finding ways to keep them in their policies, either the same policy or putting them on a new policy. That's when we look at a lot of the stuff that Michelle's done over these last year, as we struggle with cancer and everything, it's been, to me, just like a miracle that how much that client base needs support, needs help. We're talking to somebody who's a PNC agent the other day at MD Anderson, and their first comments, and you can see it in their faces, is like, property and home and auto is just like, there's so much customer service, and then I think the light went off when they go, well, y'all customer service, like, y'all don't hardly have any, right? And like, unless they miss a payment or they die, that's the two main things that life insurance has for customer service. But I think that, as you get through the year and go to the next year and the next year, you stay in touch with folks. There's just so much, you become their insurance agents. I think I've heard several times this week, Michelle go, is there another agent sitting with you? Just because knowing some of the questions that they're asking about the policies they got.
I have a little bit of an organization. I have a pending lapse email folder, which is either you're going to get emails from the company or you're going to get mail from the company. Okay. I call those people up. I make sure we get their payments back on track once a week. And that's a weekend usually. And then I have an annual review. You also get letters from foresters and some of our carriers on annual reviews. You can also use ARC for that, but you can call your customer after 6 months. You can call them after 4 weeks to see if they got their policy, and just make sure that you're installing that policy, answering any questions. And it's also a good time then to go, hey, how old are your children? Are they married? God forbid if something happened to them tomorrow, would you be left holding the bag? And that's a really good question to kind of lead into referrals. And one of the guys under Joe is Chris. He's getting so many referrals. It's just doing that little bit of extra with people. I called one of my customers on Saturday, and we were on with the insurance company for an hour. I think I put it on 411. But this customer has had a 15-year policy with me for 8 years. So he only has 7 years left on it. No, this guy I forget what he has. He doesn't have a term. He has a whole life, but she had a policy with me. But I called their insurance company with them because they thought it lasted till 105. And it only lasts 5 more years, both of their policies. And his is going to go up to $16,000 a year and hers $6,000 a year. It's just not, I tell people with term, it's not affordable after the term. So we have to help you move into a whole life. Most people spend more money on insurance as they get older. That's just more of their budget than cars or, all the things they used to do for their children. Their children are grown. So I kind of set the stage and let people know this is what everybody's doing, and we can do conversions after 24 months with foresters. I don't know if I'm throwing out too much information, but if you're writing, what have you written so far, Sherry?
I've written like Omaha's living
promise.
Yeah.
And then F&G IULs.
F&G IULs, and then the Foresters.
Strong Foundation.
There we go. Strong Foundation. Yes.
Okay. So
That's
that Strong Foundation product after 24 months can be converted and you'll get full commission.
Okay.
And the way I explain it to people is you have a new benefit available now on this product. And I don't tell them they can do it to age 65, but they actually can. But I'm trying to get them to convert it as early as possible and get them to think about the value that cash value life insurance provides. Over 20 years, the illustration will show that you'll have about $20,000, or $30,000. So you'll have equity. It's like renting an apartment versus purchasing a home. So you're going to build cash in the product. You'll be able to borrow against it. It'll be permanent for your family, and the sooner you do it, the better. The good news is there's no medical questions.
Okay.
So, but these people were just devastated on Saturday when they found out about this policy. But he's 82 right now. There's just nothing she can do. If he outlives it, he's going to outlive it. And there may be an opportunity for a sale, but I think this was a customer that was written up, but they never took the policy or it lapsed after a few months. I don't remember, but it's off the books. But a lot of those I sell.
Okay.
And just when you haven't talked to someone in 8 years, the reason, and then they don't even remember me. And they'll be like, I said, do you remember me? I came to your home, have brunette hair, and of course people don't. But then I said, well, are you still living at this address? And this is your birthday. Well, we wrote this up with foresters, and then they'll start remembering, and then I turn a cold call into a really warm call. And then I can start talking about retirement or cancer plans, depending on their age, or a whole life policy if they don't have, or what do they have? And hey, let's call the insurance company and see what it is. And he did. And I know I'll get referrals just from doing that for them because I was trying to help them figure out what they had.
Kind of take an inventory.
So I have different folders and I'll work the different folders. I have a business pipeline folder, which is everybody that's told me they want coverage. And I've kind of have an intake form that I fill it out. And then I just keep calling them until I get that e-app signed. And I'm on it like white on rice every day, because the longer you wait with people, sometimes they're busy, but stay with them. That's the name of the game. This lady was 2 weeks or something. And I texted her and said, I have your son's policies all ready to go. Are you still interested? And she called me, she said, yes, and that was yesterday or Saturday. So I don't know what else you want me to talk about, Mike.
Well, I just like for people to see how your mind kind of works, because, I don't know if everybody's, ever picked up a copy of like Think and Grow Rich and just kind of read through it and go, this book, as old as it is still out there. If I can get right now, you can go on YouTube and find like, audio books of it, to kind of get through it. And it's kind of fun sometimes to hear the old 1920s, voice talking about Think and Grow Rich. But, it's kind of a sentinel book for a lot of the motivational books that we read today. It's about how your mind can help you change and grow and become something bigger than where you are today. A lot of it comes from, there's a little formula here they have, desire plus ideas plus plans plus massive action equals success. So the ideas and the plans is like, we all on this call because we got the idea that, insurance is a good thing, right? It can make us some extra money. We can help people. We can continue to help people over their lifetime, get the right products for the time frame that they're in, So the idea for us really is that, we're going to leverage insurance to help others. And for us, the plan out like our first year, and for a lot of you folks, we started in September of 07. And in September of 07, we got started, and there was like 3 to 4 months for the end of the year for that incentive trip. We didn't make it our first, that first little chunk. But that next year, we just knew, I think it was going to be St. Martin, I believe, Michele, am I correct? Was our first incentive trip that we won.
Yes.
And for us, that was kind of the carrot at the end of the tunnel that we said, you know what? We saw people go on trips, from we saw them. There was usually a late fall trip. So right when we joined up, we heard about the trip that they were going on. And then, that next year we watched as people were rallying and then they were going on their trip. And, we had a chance to win the next trip, and that was for us. That was a carrot that said, you know what, we're going to work hard. It wasn't about, it was extra money. I think we're still doing this part-time. That first year we had other things going on, right? In 2008, but I just looked at what we did was we just focused in every amount of time that we had, from whether it was back then we had CDs we play in our car, there's so much stuff on the training channels, on the YouTubes, and we're working on putting out more, but this little bit nuggets that kept us motivated each week, because not every week's going to go perfect, right? But we just knew that we wanted to go on these trips. So we had to understand how many points we needed. Okay. And a lot of times we just, take that 12 months, just kind of divvy up the points and go, all right, this is how much I got to do between now and then to get on the trip. And I think the first trip, I want to say we barely got on, right? That's how most people make their first couple of trips, right? You just squeeze in the numbers, but then you go and you build some of these experiences and relationships. And, I can't tell you what it means. I mean, we're really severely missing out on all the folks that are in Mexico right now. Like I don't want to see the pictures too much, right? But you gotta find something that says, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this on a scale than anything bigger than I've ever done before.
Who all has been to Ireland before?
And
that's a bucket list for me. I haven't been, but I've been to a lot of places.
And we're only halfway through the year right now. And people have already won the trip. So that tells you in the next half of the year, there's going to be people that are going to just get started now. They're going to win. And it's just that decision. I'm going to do it. And then leveraging everybody to figure out what it is you need to do to get there, and also, I always go like this, Michelle, right? It's, there's the zone you're trying to stay in. You're too high, you got too excited, then you go too low because you get too upset. And look, that you got to use this both when you're going strong, because sometimes when you're having a good week, you got to keep riding it, find time. And if you're having a bad week, you need somebody to support you. Look, Megan, Jonathan, Michelle, myself, Jeff, everybody who's spent any time in this business will tell you we have good weeks and we have bad weeks, and it really comes back to, how do we wake up each and every day, and I can tell you that yesterday when Michelle got up, she said, I'm feeling good and I'm going to go crazy on walking. And we went from 1.5 or 1.2 miles to 3.6 miles because she kept on going, I'm feeling good. I need to get out here. I'm going to do I'm putting some more miles on while I'm feeling good. And that's not just a good remedy for cancer. It's really, when you're feeling good, do more, and when you're feeling bad, find support to get you back up, to lift you up, to be able to do more, and I don't think anybody in this call has quite yet hit what, a good equilibrium where they go like, this is where I'm going to stay for a while. I mean, I know that for us, we've with cancer, we've kind of slipped a little bit, but we also fight pretty hard to get up, keep going. And, everybody's got more in them, I think, today. I think everybody's got more in them than they believe. And if we can just convince ourselves and work with our minds to go, you know what, let me just make 3 more dials. Let me just try and get 1 more sale in this week. Let me just try and get 1 more connection, 1 more appointment. What can I do to get 1 more? And I think that's the magic. I remember Fitz, Fitz's original story was, he went out and just wasn't making enough sales. And he was upset. He was about ready to quit and go find another job. And Heather said, not just make 1 more call. And that 1 more call proved to him that there was somebody out there that wanted the coverage, that there was somebody out there who needed help, and that there was somebody out there that would help put a policy in place that helped feed Fitz's family by giving him a good commission. And he knew right then and there that this was the place that he could really make a difference. And I'm also seeing it now, now that we've gotten, almost close to a year of partnership, 6-7 months of partnership for the Fitz group with Integrity. And, I can see it. It takes a little bit of time for somebody that comes to something new to go, I got to figure this out so I can grow and get better. And I can see it in them. So you got the right leadership from the Fitz group. In the next 2 months, we'll be done with chemo and we'll be getting more and more involved in what and what we bring to the table. And then you got Megan and Jonathan's team, and you guys are on, are more on their team. And, your success helps bring their success, and their success helps bring your success. And if we all have success, it lifts everything up. The old saying, rising tides raise all ships, and that's what we're about. Michelle?
Does anybody have any specific sales questions this morning that you need help with? Any appointments that you've got this week that you're not sure about?
For me, right now, at the moment, but I probably will be calling you.
Okay. Well, the name of the game is to stay organized with your time, so you just have people to call.
Mm-hmm.
I have these folders, and I also keep a lot of stuff in my calendar to remind me to follow up with someone at such and such time. Now, in the summer, you're going to find that people are on vacation. They're busy. But this is a very, very, very good time to write a lot of business. So when others are not, you can be, because a lot of people are off. Teachers are off. So But in general, they're just more relaxed in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So just, just get really good at handling objections, handling that I'm busy. What time, just ask more direct questions. What time do you get off work tomorrow? What day are you coming back from out of town? And then I'll put it on my calendar or set up the appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have a retirement program right now? What is your plan to retire? What age are you planning to retire? 65, 70? How much do you have there now?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can come to all these great F&G IUL products to show them what we can add to their income. So,
We're gonna have to get you to do an intake form training, Michelle.
Yes, that would be good.
Hey, Michelle, I have
We're
a
gonna
quick
have
question.
Have to record that. Yep.
Does
Good job.
Columbus Life have an e-app?
does who?
Columbus?
Columbus Life has an e-app. I've written 2 of them so far. One of them's been approved. One of them's in pending right now. My experience, they are pretty new with this. It takes a long time to issue the policy, but the good thing I like about them is the minimum is 25,000 on a UL product. It illustrates pretty well versus 50,000 with foresters at a certain age, So
Which paramedical company should I use?
apps,
APPS, the one we always use?
yeah.
Okay.
And, for pretty much all the IULs, I just get people to send me a picture of their license with the selfie and load it up into the system. I can't remember if Columbus required it or not, but I just pretty much tell everybody, just shoot me that and focus on the numbers on your license, not your face, so that when we zoom it in, we can see it. So that works. All right, guys, it's 7:59. I don't want to take any more of your time. Thank you for being here. Hopefully, did I help you at all this morning?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So being
All right.
organized, knowing what you're calling, and working on Sundays is a great thing. I did it for years. I almost don't know how to not work on Sundays. I almost don't know how to not work on Sundays because I get bored easily.